Welcome to this edition of Oxford News This Week. On this edition, first responders are honored. Trolley runs to Orion and Oxford during the Ice Fest and Oxford Bowling and Sports. That on this edition of Oxford News This Week. In a time when there are more and more people who need a little extra help to get by every week, Orion Neighborhood Television stepped up and OCTV, Oxford Community Television, paired to assist their neighbors. OCTV provided another set of broadcast platforms. This is ONTV's 13th consecutive year of stepping up to the plate, and they're hoping to fill dinner plates during the annual food drive to benefit Oxford Orion Fish Food Pantry. The virtual food fund drive began on Monday the 6th and extended itself all the way through Friday at 9 p.m. The drive aired for 5 full days and nights, live studio elements each day from noon to 2 and every evening from 7 to 9. Members of the community also viewed the food drive on the ONTV Facebook page at ONTV.org. ONTV Food Drive have collected well over 45,000 pounds of food in the telethons that they've had over the last 12 years. Last year, the drive raised over $7,000 for the Fish Food Pantry. This year, ONTV's goal is to raise at least $5,000 for fish through corporate sponsorships and community donations. They also helped fill the ONTV van, which had non-perishable food items donated. The ONTV production van was parked outside their studio, Orion Center, 1349 Joslin, for in-person donations. It was there collecting that, as well as monetary donations were made through the GoFundMe account located on the ONTV website. Again, you can still tap into that, ONTV.org, and make donations. Oxford Orion Fish provides emergency aid in the form of food and agency referrals, and individuals in Oxford, Lake Orion, Addison, and Oakland townships. Those in need can call for help or need groceries can call the fish office at 248-628-3933. Donate to Oxford Orion Fish. You can visit them on oxfordorionfish.org. Drop-off times and online donations can be listed there as well. Once again, Oxford Television paired up with airing some of the live broadcasts from that event. An annual wine tasting event occurred on Sunday at the Addison Oaks Banquet Facility. Hosted by Oxford Women's Club, over 120 ticket holders enjoyed hors d'oeuvres, 5 dinner wine and beer vendors. OCTV spoke with Nancy Martin, president and Oxford Women's Club, at this event.
This is the wine tasting event here at beautiful Addison Oaks, and we are thrilled to have 5 vendors here. We have 4 wine vendors and 1 beer vendor from Oxford. We do it every year in January, usually in January. This year is a little different because of the Super Bowl. It got pushed back. We like to do it after the Super Bowl so we can get couples. We have a beautiful assortment of appetizers, heavy-duty appetizers. Addison Oaks, as you know, is a banquet center, and they have beautiful, beautiful food here. It's a very beautiful sight when it's snowy and you look out the windows. It's a gorgeous setting. So it's one reason why we like to come here. We've been coming here for many years. You can get a little sample of wine, and they also give you a little spiel as to where it's from, what type of wine.
Number 1, it's a cool blend of Primitivo and Negro de Mar. Rich, full, but not stewy and not overly chewy. It's a great blend. Yeah. Sure. It's a really heavy bottle, which is impressive.
This club has been in existence for 90 years. We mainly have 20 to 23 ladies who we have fundraisers, and we mostly donate all of our money to scholarships for Oxford graduating seniors. In the last 6 years, we've given $30,000 worth of scholarships. So that's pretty good.
To receive additional information about how to get involved with the Oxford Women's Club or to register for our newsletter, call them at 248-672-9414. Sure, the snow on the ground, but never too early to start planning your spring planting. Fortunately, the Oakland Conservation District has got you covered. Its 2023 spring tree and shrub sale is underway now. A nice selection of barefoot plants is available, including evergreens, hardwoods, small trees, shrubs, potted blueberries, asparagus roots. For gardens, they're also for sale. Orders are due by Wednesday, April 7th. You can see the attached form we have here and the flyer. Proceeds help fund the Oakland Conservation District, which provides natural resource information, educational opportunities, and technical assistance to Oakland County residents, municipalities, and governments. To learn more about the district, please visit oaklandconservationdistrict.org, 248-922-7822, their phone number. Buster, the 1.5-year-old rescue dog, stopped by the Township Hall, just like you see here today, to get a dog license. He was nice enough to bring his human companion along, Oxford resident Robin Seeley, who, again, with Buster, is one of the Oxford-based Canine State Rescue rescue dogs. Many stories, success stories have been part of that. Robin's life since March 2022, which she started out with Buster in a foster home, turned into a forever home. Robin couldn't imagine anyone loving him more. Buster is an energetic, affectionate, and as you can see with our picture here, was there at the township picking up a dog license. Dog licenses are available at the Oxford Township Treasurer's Counter, which is located at 300 Dunlop Road. Township Hall is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, Monday through Friday. For more information about dog licenses, again, visit the website at theoxfordtownship.org. Scholarship opportunities for college students. Oxford students attending college are really strongly encouraged to apply for the Michigan Township Association's Robert R. Robinson's Memorial Scholarship. The deadline to apply for this is May 31st. Real quick, the scholarship is a one-time award determined on the competitive basis. The applicant's academic achievement, including involvement and commitment to career in local government administration, are considered. Applicants must be a junior, senior, or a graduate in Michigan from any one of the Michigan colleges, universities pursuing a career in local government administration. To apply the materials, you need a letter of recommendation from a professor or an instructor, a copy of the resolution of the support from Michigan Township Board, and a short essay on the important issue facing local governments. Students must submit, again, application materials by mailing it to the Michigan Township Association, P.O. Box 878, Lansing, Michigan, 48908-0078. Again, you can email them as well to Angie@michigantownships.org. For more information, visit the website, which is listed below. Call 517-321-6467, extension 229. I guess there are many ways you can get a hold of them if you're interested in a scholarship. The safest place in Oxford this past Sunday was the American Legion Hall on East Rainer Road. The Walter Fraser Post 108 was packed not only with veterans of the United States Armed Services, there were also 100 EMTs, firefighters, and pistol-packing law officers, that's how they say it, at the Oxford Village Police Department and the Oakland County Sheriff with their significant others and children. They were all there in attendance on the warm and sunny Sunday afternoon for a Legion's annual First Responders Appreciation Dinner. After the buffet dinner of turkey, each department recognized their officers of the year. Oakland County Sheriff Lieutenant Scott Patterson was the first stage to be called up. Deputies Pat Jens, Deputy of the Year, and Lieutenant Edward Everhard, Reserve Deputy of the Year. Oxford Fire Chief Matt Majestic recognized each of his EMTs and firefighters on hand before asking 3 officers to step forward. Recognition recognized by the fire department were Kristen Shevke, EMT Provider of the Year, Edgar Sedano, Firefighter Paramedic of the Year, and Fire Marshal B.J. France, Officer of the Year. Also recognized Robert Chupik, Officer of the Year, and Corporal James Summers, Reserve Officer of the Year. After each of the 102 first responders were named and given certificates of recognition from the Legion, the Post also had a special award handout to young 13-year-old Reagan Fletcher, who was given the American Legion Auxiliary Good Deeds Youth Award for work that she had done with the auxiliary. The award is for good deeds, community service, humanitarian contributions. She was recognized for assembling care packages which were sent to military personnel serving abroad. A good day ahead by all and honoring some very cherished members of our community. During the halftime at last Friday's Varsity Boys Basketball Winterfest, Queen Queen Rihanna St. Julian and King Preston Mueller were crowned to top off the Winterfest game. The boys defeated Stony Creek 49-45 to improve to a 4-3 in the Oakland Activities Blue Division. Again, it was a nice night to be remembered as king and queen of the game that evening. And Oxford DDA still wants to remind you, Executive Director Kelly Westbrook, that the trolley connecting both Oxford and Lake Orion and downtown for a month-long Ice Fest is underway during this month of February. The Downtown Trolley Express will export people from Oxford to Orion, Thursdays from 5 to 9, Saturdays 3 to 9. The trolley runs continually during these times, each loop taking about 20 minutes to complete. In Oxford, again, your pickup location, Magic Brownie. Drop-off location would be the Funky Monkey. Down in Orion, the pickup location is the Fork and Pint, and the drop-off location would be Nuts About Chocolate. Just making use of some of the facilities of transportation. Every weekend, again in February, we're still chatting about this, the Stronger Together Ice Fest returning to Oxford and Orion. Just like last year, there will be ice sculptures every weekend, business specials, and Downtown Trolley Express connecting both communities. According to Oxford's Downtown Development Authority, Project Media Coordinator Kimberly Smith, the Ice Fest will last again all month with different themes each week. Hoping the weather does cooperate. Ice sculptor Clinton Rich of Clear Cut Ice Sculptures of Commerce Township will be on hand to carve sculptures. Stronger Together, sports, business logos, and retro movies. Again, Thursday nights in Lake Orion will also be live ice carving. Again, you can use that trolley to get back and forth. The ice sculptures will be placed in the front of downtown businesses. They will remain there until they melt again, or to the end of the month, whichever occurs first. Oxford DDA is also bringing back Galentine Day, a night out for women to celebrate Galentine's night with their girlfriends. It's a night about food, tasting, sales, and happy hour specials. And with that, well, I'll be back with some sports. Dave Kenny will have a few segments, and we'll close it all out. You're watching Oxford News This Week on Oxford Community Television.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, American Honda is recalling more than 114,000 vehicles in the U.S. for rear-view cameras that may not display images. The recall covers 2018 to 2020 Honda Fit hatchbacks and 2019 to 2022 Honda HR-V crossovers. Rear-view camera images in those vehicles may not display when the engine is started with a key because of a design error in the audio display power circuit, according to a recall report submitted February 2nd to NHTSA. An inoperative rear-view camera display can reduce the driver's rear visibility, increasing the risk of a crash, the report stated. Honda told NHTSA it received 205 warranty claims related to the issue between March 20th, that is, of 2018 and January 6th. No injuries or deaths related to the issue have been reported. Denso 10 America Limited supplies the display audio unit, according to the report. To fix the issue, dealers will reprogram the unit with updated software. Dealers were notified February 3rd, and owners will be notified starting March 13th. The recall involves over 114,600 U.S. and just under 24,000 Canadian market vehicles, said Chris Martin, a Honda spokesman. And still at Honda, Honda Motor Company on February 3rd issued a do not drive warning for 8,200 2001 to 2003 model year Acura and Honda vehicles with unrepaired Takata airbag inflators in the U.S., auto safety regulators said. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said owners of those vehicles should not drive them until they get repairs, warning the risk to vehicle occupants is dire. The urgent warning covers various 2001 to 2003 model year Honda Accord, Civic CR-V, and Odyssey, Pilot, and Acura 3.2 CL and 3.2 TL vehicles with so-called alpha inflators. More than 30 deaths worldwide, including at least 23 U.S. fatalities and hundreds of injuries in various automakers' vehicles since 2009, are linked to Takata airbag inflators that can explode, unleashing potentially deadly metal shrapnel inside vehicles. NHTSA said last month a February death of a driver of a 2002 Accord in Bowling Green, Kentucky was due to a faulty airbag inflator. Honda has reported 17 U.S. deaths and more than 200 injuries in the U.S. related to Takata inflators. Over the last decade, more than 67 million Takata airbag inflators have been recalled in the U.S. and more than 100 million worldwide in the biggest auto safety callback in history. Honda said on February 3rd it has attempted to reach owners of more than 18.3 million times, including mailed notifications, emails, phone calls, and door-to-door visits. I've never heard of that one. The Japanese automaker emphasized that it's offering free towing and loaner vehicles for the free recall repair. Honda said it replaced or accounted for more than 99% of the alpha inflators. Honda said we're concerned for the safety of those who have not responded and are now adopting the new stop driving message to spur them to act. In November, Chrysler parent Stellantis urged owners of 276,000 older U.S. vehicles to immediately stop driving after 3 crash deaths tied to faulty Takata airbag inflators were reported. NHTSA said the Takata recalls were spurred by propellant that could break down over long exposure to high temperature fluctuations and humidity. So get them fixed. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Canine Stray Rescue is Oxford's own local dog rescue. Each year they take in hundreds of dogs and bring them into suitable homes. A certified nonprofit organization, Canine Dog Rescue strives to give pound dogs a new leash on life. To donate, adopt, or even volunteer, call them at 248-628-0435 or go to their website, dogsaver.org, and click on the Canine Stray Rescue League link.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back with you on Oxford Sports in the Blue Division basketball. Oxford sits third in the lineup in that Blue Division. Athens at 5-2, Berkeley 5-2, Oxford again 5-3, Seaholm at 4-3, Royal Oak at 2-4, Stony Creek 2-4, and Rochester 1-6. Oxford boys picked up a victory the other evening. Girls White Division basketball has Oxford comfortable in that second slot just below that powerhouse, North Farmington. Oxford picking up a victory the other night in JV and varsity game against Berkeley. We were there to cover it. It'll be on OCTV. OAA White standings as of right now. Again, the powerhouse, North Farmington at 10-0. Oxford sits 9-1. Berkeley at 6-4. Harper Woods 5-4. Royal Oak 4-6. Seaholm 3-7. 2-8 with Athens. Rochester Adams at 0-9 in their competition. Oxford varsity competitive cheer finished up the first place in the OAA White after their meet in Troy High School. Again, that was a Saturday meet. While there were, they also broke some school records for the round at 232.8. They finished round 2 with a 210.4 and a round 3 at 286.6 for the total of 729.44. The points in second place. Saturday, the Oxford competitive cheer dominated the OAA White meet against the Clarkston High School. Clarkston actually finished second with 702. Avondale finished third at 689. Troy had 687. Royal Oak at 669. Oxford JV competitive cheer also competed, finished third place in the league meet with 497. Clarkston finished first in the JV, 593. Avondale second, again, 520. Lake Orion, Royal Oak fourth at 453. The teams finished off the week at the Blackhawk Invite at the Brandon High School January 28th and finished again in second place in the division. Competition with a 693.06. The JV team finished third with a score of 533. The varsity team starts the postseason at the MHSAA Division I District 7 competition at Lake Orion High School. That's coming up on February 18th. Teams are competing with the Wildcats, Clarkston, Davison, Flushing, Grand Blanc, Lake Orion, Lapeer, Midland, Dow, and New Baltimore, Anchor Bay, Romeo, Saginaw, and Walled Lake Northern. Quite a busy competition. Oxford High School varsity bowling team hosted the North Farmington Raiders again last Thursday at Collier Lanes, and there was a lot of excitement. Both the boys and girls teams rolled their ways to victory. The girls of the Oxford contributed steady bowling with a 24-6. Top bowler for that night was senior captain Macy Sterevel. She had games at 206 and 164 to lead the way. She was followed closely by senior Caroline Martinez, who bowled a 196, 145, and senior Tessa Bonk had 180. The girls are now 6-0 overall, 2-0 in the Oakland Activities League Red Division. There's a come from behind win for the boys. Added some excitement that night as well. The boys lost both Baker games, but the first time of the season, and found themselves at 10-0. However, they experienced Wildcats won the 6-10 individual matches by both head-to-head games, pulling out the improbable comeback, winning a match at 16 and 14. Jason Paslin bowled 200 at 185, the score of 2 victories to help secure the win. Also winning matches were Xander Brown, Tegan Neal, Jacob Kenna, and Tommy Mace. The match wasn't decided until Mace tossed 2 strikes in the 10th frame of the final game. The boys are now 7-0 of the season, 2-0 in the Red Division. Both teams are competing in the Tri-County Invitational. Again, that's coming up against the Avondale. That'll be a Monday competition. The Wildcats had a big performance by junior varsity bowler Matt Von Corning. Matt tossed a 259 and 264 for a spectacular 523 game, 2 series. Again, Coach Laffner couldn't be more pleased with his bowling team. That wraps it up in sports. I'll be back to close it all out. Dave Kenny's got another segment. You're watching Oxford News This Week.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Off the Pacific coast of the U.S. and Canada, orca mothers provide food for their sons long after they've reached adulthood, even though this restricts them from having more surviving offspring. Orcas, also known as killer whales, give birth after 15 to 18 months of gestation and nurse their young for about 2 years. However, in the southern resident populations that live off the coast of Washington State and British Columbia, only about a third of pregnancies end in a live birth, and many newborns don't survive the first year, says Michael Weiss at the University of Exeter in the UK. Scientists had already noticed that southern resident males stayed close to their mothers even as adults, and that the mothers continued to care for them. So Weiss and his colleagues wondered if that long-term care might be affecting the mother's reproductive success. To find out, they examined data on 40 southern resident orca females from 1982 until 2021 and 54 calves that survived at least the first year of life. They then created computer models to analyze the effects of male and female offspring on subsequent births. The researchers found that in each year after giving birth to a male calf, mothers were 70% less likely to bear a healthy surviving calf again, compared to those that had borne a female calf. That wasn't just due to higher lactation demands, as males might require more milk from their mothers than females. The data revealed that even after their sons were weaned and were fully grown, the mothers were just as unlikely to successfully reproduce again. That seems to be related to the way mothers hunt and share food with their adult sons. Sons specifically need this help because of their size. They're huge, says Weiss. Their bulk increases their food requirements while making them poor hunters for their primary prey, Chinook salmon. They're less maneuverable, which could potentially make them less able to capture these relatively small fish, he says. The mothers might choose to help their adult sons, but not their adult daughters, because healthy daughters will reproduce within the same pod and create competition for resources where the male's offspring will be born in a different pod, Weiss says. His offspring are in some other group that are not your problem, and the mother still gets the benefits of her genes passing on to the next generation, he says. There seems to be a lot of evolutionary incentives to keeping your son alive as long as you can, basically. The findings represent the first confirmed evidence of such a lifetime maternal investment in any animal capable of reproducing more than once, Weiss says. And that's an interesting story. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
Do you love local sports? Whether it's Oxford High School or Parks and Rec, you can buy copies of each game. To purchase your copy, call us at 248-628-9658 or give us an email at manager@occtv.org or talk to us at the next game. Hopefully we'll see you there.
As we close out Oxford News this week, mesmerized by the winter sky, traveling along Oakwood Road, we're going to leave you with a picture. Even on a frigid day like this, Oxford Township's beauty can still stay warm at heart. Snapped by our C.J. Carnacchio. I think we'll leave you with this, the tranquil sky of our local area. We thank the news gathering sources of the Oxford Leader, Oxford Township Facebook. Photo credits again, C.J. Carnacchio, and also the Oxford Leader. OCTV can be viewed on Spectrum Charter Channel 191, Channel 99 on the ATT Uverse, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. Folks can even download a Roku app and watch OCTV programming on OCTV. It is also available to local groups for producing public service announcements. If you have a show idea or maybe want to become a volunteer, give their office a call at 248-628-9658. I want to thank our producer, director Kyle Snage, videographer Al Campbell, also editor Kyle Snage, program coordinator Dan Weiss, program director Connie Miller, and station manager Terry Stiles. Before we do close it out, we invite you to the Coffee and Conversation that takes place. They have one coming up on March 14th. It takes place at the Senior Center from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. In tow that day will be Oakland County Commissioner Michael Spiz. That's all part of the Coffee and Conversation. You can find out all the schedule on your book, the book they do produce here. Once again, that's coming up on March 14th. Looking forward to that. For everybody at OCTV, I'm Jim Hughes, hoping you have a safe week, and I invite you back next time when we will take a look at Oxford News This Week.